right, the Tuesday evening edition of Weather for Weather Geeks. I'm timing the recording this perfectly with the sunset this evening. It was a beautiful sunny day today. And here at 7:47 p.m., this is the sun over here. Sun setting in Boardman along 224 and Market Street. Beautiful sight there, and I'll get out of the way here so you can see the sun setting in Youngstown. Just a few airplane contrails and a few wispy cirrus clouds out there this evening. Boy, it was a beautiful day today, but it was chilly. We started at 18 this morning. The record low 16, of course, was safe, but it was still pretty darn cold. It can get that cold at this time of the year, but it of course, becomes more and more rare as you get into the month of April. I posted some interesting cold weather stats on my weather blog this morning, on my morning weather briefing. If you haven't checked it out, I do a quick briefing each morning on my weather blog, ericwfmj.com, in which I spell out what's going to happen over the next few days. I'm looking at the weather all day and night. Anyway, so beautiful sunset this evening. I'll post the time-lapse of our sunsets on social media later on. All right, fifth day of the month, 39 today, a good 16 degrees below average, 55 is the average now. And so we're 6.4 below average for the month. And told you last week that April would not be like February and March, abnormally warm. In fact, December, February, and March were all abnormally warm, with January kind of in the ballpark of average. This month may end up being in the ballpark of average, but it's not going to be nearly as warm compared to the averages as the last couple of months. All right, this evening we have a system out across the Midwest, the upper Midwest. It's producing some showers, and yes, there's some snow pushing through parts of Wisconsin and into the UP of Michigan as well. And we do have a warm front that can be drawn sort of like in through here. And this is coming east, and as this warm front pushes east tonight, temperatures will bottom out and then start rising again after the frontal passage. And so we'll reach our coldest point tonight, probably about 2, 3 in the morning. You'll see that here on Futurecast. We'll drop down into the 20s with a clear sky. Temperatures will drop pretty quickly this evening into the first part of the overnight. But as the clouds roll in, temperatures start rising, so you're not going to wake up in the 20s tomorrow unless you're up at a ridiculously early hour like Jess Briganti. But at a more reasonable hour, 8, 9 a.m., it'll be getting above freezing. Notice flurry off to the north. I think that's probably just virga precipitation that should evaporate before reaching the ground. A lot of dry air. All right, tomorrow I've bumped up our high temperature to 62. I think we'll make it into the lower 60s because most of the day will be dry. And we'll have some filtered sunshine as well. There'll be some high and thin, mid, high-level clouds, but that won't stop the temperature from rising nicely. Here's the showers. Pardon me, pushing in right around dinner time tomorrow. And it'll be a soggy night tomorrow night. Rounds of showers throughout the night and into parts of Thursday. Modeling in pretty decent agreement, although the latest RPM run is on steroids a little bit, trying to print out close to an inch. Most of the modeling is huddled down around 0.4, 0.5 inches. So not exactly a deluge, but a decent amount of rain. And we're going to notice the wind tomorrow. The wind will be howling at times tomorrow afternoon out of the south-southeast. We're talking about gusts by midday, maybe 25 to perhaps 30. With perhaps 35 to 40 off to our west. I think our peak gusts can get up to maybe 40 before the day is through tomorrow. We'll average gusting 25 to 35. And as usual, in the flatter terrain of western Ohio, the winds will be a little bit higher out towards Mansfield, Columbus, and Lima. We're going to stay windy into tomorrow night, and then the wind will diminish by Thursday. All right, so this front pushes through, and temperatures tomorrow will not rise much. We'll drop to, Thursday, not tomorrow, Thursday. We'll drop to about 44 first thing in the morning, and then we have a high of 47 in the forecast. So it's only a few degrees worth of rise by midday. The secondary front comes through, and yes, there could be a few snowflakes trying to crop up towards the end of Thursday. It's not going to stick or anything, but might see a snowflake or two before the day is through as temperatures continue to fall. And then as we go into Friday, this is an interesting development on some of the latest modeling. Most of Friday will be uneventful, but we got to keep an eye on this doodad out here. As this dumbbells down, this could bring perhaps some small accumulations of snow Friday night, depending on the track and how much moisture it picks up. But this is a feature we'll have to keep an eye on for Friday night. Might give us a little bit of accumulating snow, maybe a coating to maybe an inch. Just speculating at this point, but it's an interesting feature to keep an eye on. All right, the sun has set officially. By the way, the sunrise tomorrow morning a few minutes before 7 o'clock. So the days are getting very much noticeably longer as we head deeper into April. All right, here's that Friday disturbance, Friday night, I should say, dumbbelling down through Ohio, and again, perhaps bringing a small accumulation of snow. Flurries could linger into Saturday, particularly in the morning. Boy, this map on Saturday looks like a January map. Our isobars are packed together here. It's a straight out of the north kind of a flow. Freezing should be about it for a daytime high on Saturday. That's a solid 24 degrees below average. You know, it gets hard to get it that cold in April, so it's a pretty impressive air mass. As we go into the second half of the weekend, I think Sunday's a nicer day, but still chilly, probably 40 or so on Sunday. Warm front out here Sunday evening will cause temperatures to rise again Sunday night. And Monday looks like a milder day. It should be warm enough for rain showers on Monday as we get up probably into the 50s on Monday. This front may then stall out. Certainly the GFS model here suggests that the front stalls, wave of low pressure comes up along it, and it turns out to be another wet day on Tuesday. So first part of next week could be pretty unsettled and turning chilly again right around midweek behind that system. So you know the song I'm singing for the rest of April is that through the middle of the month, it's going to be chilly a lot of the time. Second half of the month has much better chances of seeing warm air. What about the summer? You know, a lot of people are asking about that. Does a warm winter mean a warm summer and all that stuff? And absolutely not. What's going on large scale is that El Nino is fading quickly as we speak, and we're transitioning probably into a pretty decent La Nina by the second half of this year. The opposite of El Nino. In other words, there's going to be a cooling effect, a pool of cool water in the eastern equatorial Pacific Ocean. What's that mean? That, just like El Nino, can influence weather patterns. And when you look back at years in which there was a transition from a strong El Nino to a La Nina, you start to see the patterns evolving. What happened those years? We've got to look to the past to see what's going to happen in the future. And a lot of those summers were warm. And the modeling is pointing in that direction as well. We've had a couple of cool summers in a row. At least summers that had a lack of extreme heat. We had a few 90-degree days last year, but it was barely 90, and a couple of those were in September, actually. I think this year we have a better chance of seeing several more 90-degree days and just maybe a more typical summer, perhaps even a hotter than average summer. Probably our hottest summer since 2012. 13, 14, and 15, 3 pretty tame summers in a row across the valley. That streak is likely to end this year. All right, I've prattled on enough. Thanks for watching Weather for Weather Geeks tonight. Be sure and stay up tonight on Watch My Forecast on 21 News and 11, on your TV, on your tablet, your smartphone, and WFMJ.com.